What's wrong, Briggies? You don't like the snow? Come on in then. Okay. Well. This bodes rather well for the activities coming later this afternoon, hopefully. Pretty snowy. What are we going to do next? Well, I suppose probably the next best thing is to assemble this to the rear housing. So this arm, trying to remember how it goes, fits this way. And there's a washer that goes on the back of this. It's this big one here. And that just drops into here. Okay. Probably, while we're here, a good idea to put some grease on that. For that matter, put a little in here too. Just a bit. Okay, in we go. Good. Now we'll install the solenoid. So again, just a touch of lube here just for posterity, I guess. And just fits inside there. And these are the bolts. Snug those up after once everything's all together. Now, I forgot this little guy. That definitely had to go in first. Now, of course, that arm is nothing without a fulcrum, and that is provided by this little pin. So, this motor has 2 brushes, and interestingly, a third dummy brush. I guess it's probably just to kind of even out the load on the motor shaft, the armature as it were. So, to install that, the trick is to push the brushes out far enough that you can retain it with the spring. So that way when the commutator comes in here, we're not hammering it past all this stuff. Back the spring out, and then we use the spring to maintain tension on the brush and keep it out of the way. Like so. Okay. Now, to remember how this went. It'll be somewhere around here. Now, I guess if I was a smarter man, maybe I would have marked it. I just kind of assumed it would have some kind of indexing, but hey, there's a scratch there that'll work perfectly. We are in exactly the same position as we were before. So with that in place, then we just push the brushes in, and the springs hold them in position. Boom, just like that. And this has a little locating tab on it. So really, we can't go too far wrong. All right. Next, these really long little bolts that hold it together. with a new lock washer because I like shiny things. And there we have it, all nicely put back together. It's a Nippon Denso 02800-4291. 12 volt 7P, made in Japan. So I guess if you're looking for a starter part number, that's what you need. Let's give this a test. I've got booster cables connected up to the old battery from the Jeep. Yeah, it's weak, but it should have enough power to kick this little starter over, especially without an engine attached to it. I've got a starter button kind of switch, and we have our battery power here. So I guess the first thing to do is we're going to see if the solenoid itself works. So you can see the Bendix is kicking in quite nicely. Got a lot of movement there on the armature. I don't know how much I like that, but this is not a complete restoration or anything. It's just a cleanup. So now that we have that, what we can do is we can apply battery power to the motor terminal, and this is the one that is connected when the solenoid closes, so it should actually start the motor. So from what I can tell, this is a good starter. It's good to go. I'm super happy that I was able to save it. Excellent. Excellent. That's a lot closer. I'm going to button this engine down to the mounts, put the exhaust back together, and I think tomorrow I'm going to be running this thing in 4 inches of fresh powder. Spark plugs just failed, both of them. I don't know why. I didn't think to check because I used my spark tester and I had good spark, but it just goes to show, stick with the basics, right? They worked and then they didn't. I guess they're probably 25, 30 years old, so. This has been a long trek, but tomorrow I do have lots of running around to do, and so one of those trips will be to pick up a couple brand new spark plugs. These ones were just in the toolkit, and they are used, and they're different kinds. I really don't have a matched set, so I need to find out what it should have and get 2 of those. Either tomorrow or Monday, I'm actually going to be riding this thing. It's been a long time from starting to work on it 2 summers ago behind my tent trailer, and my awning flipped over in the wind and I got hit in the head with one of the poles and just about had a concussion, to riding this thing. So it feels good. It's going to be a good day. It is going to be it's going to be a good day. Whew, right on. I'm back with some new spark plugs. Cat Treats is in Girl Guides of Canada, and they are doing a food drive for the Strathcona Food Bank at a grocery store in town. And I had to assist with bringing this back because there's so much there that it's not all going to fit in the Flex. We're going to bring it home here and then deliver it tomorrow to the food bank. That is pretty awesome. That's the power of community right there. I can barely lift these totes. They are heavy. And there's lots more coming yet. They're going to be there for a couple more hours yet. So that is pretty awesome. Luke is asleep inside, so now is a good time to throw the new plugs in this thing and spark it up and just see if it'll go. So I've got our new plugs here. They're just an NGK BR8ES solid. So rather than the screw-on tip, it's a solid tip. It's just a little bit more reliable for out on the trail and what have you. They're really inexpensive. No sense spending any more on it. So this plug here that I found is a BR8ES with the screw-on tip. The other one that's in here is a BR9ES solid. So again, neither of them were particularly matched. I don't know why. They were just in the little toolkit here just as spares. And that's probably where they're going to go back, if I'm honest. They're gapped down to 20 thou, which is pretty tight little gap. I would never have guessed that they were tightly gapped, but that's what they recommend to run, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm probably going to put that fresh fuel I mixed in here. There's still a lot of that old fuel in there, but at least when it's mixed with some fresh fuel, it'll just be that much better. All right. This isn't like the Olympic with the single with the spark plug pointing right at your face. So if it decides to pop out of the hole and blow out, these ones aren't going to go into your face like the Olympic would. I don't know if that's something that really happens or if that's just a myth. Seems like it could happen anyway. It's only about 1.5 liters of fresh fuel, but then again, there's not that much in here to start with. So move to that. Primage. Key on. That's exciting.